Good evening, TikTok. How you doing today? Today I'm back with you again, King of Scents, Slayer of Scents. I'm here to you again to bring you up another fragrance of one of my favorite freshies. Hopefully, you do what we can do, and we can share this live. We can like this live. We can send it out, and let's just get this right on ball rolling. So tonight it's going to be a little different. I'm going to also mention another crisp, clean scent. That's one of my favorites as well. And with that being said, I'm also going to show you some of the key senses on how to apply them to your body and know where to apply them as well. So with that being said, let's dive deep into this and let's get this ball rolling. So today we are going to be talking about Khalad. As you can see, it's the island one. It's not the Dreams. But if you smell it, again, another crisp banger. Straight off top. Fresh. Clean. Hold on, let me move my coffee so I don't spray it in there. But as we see, the pressurized atomizer is phenomenal. And I think I might have got some in my coffee, but you know what? A little bit won't hurt. But let's get back to this. So, this right here, as you spray it, the first notes that you get off the top of your senses would be bergamot. Okay, the bergamot is crisp, it's clean, it's fresh. The middle notes, you have a little bit of coconut, ginger, pineapple. And on the end notes, you have amber, tonka bean, and sandalwood. Now, people may ask you, well, what is this a designer fragrance? What is it duping? Or what is it cloning, as people would say? Because dupe is not really a good word. So we're going to say cloning. So by saying cloning, this is Jean Paul Gaultier, which is, other words, Le Brime La Parfume. But this right here, the longevity on this cologne, I kid you not, I put it on today when I went to work today. And with that being said, I'll give you a little brief story. As I went, every morning when I go to work, I stop by and I get my coffee. The lady at the window mentioned to me, says, "Oh my God, you smell so good. What do you have on?" Now, the average person is not really going to tell what he wants on, because you don't want that person smelling like you to begin with. So you might make up a name or whatever. So, which I did. I made up a name. So they don't know exactly what I have, because like I said, I don't want them to smell like me, because you're trying to identify yourself and create your own signature scent. And with that being said, there's multiple levels in this game. And I don't say game meaning it's a game, but you have to be serious about your fragrance. And what I mean by that is you have to know what blends with each other and which is the best combination for you to wear. Because you don't want to be putting on a crisp, clean scent and then you put on something else like it's a fall scent, and now you're mixing clean with winter. Now you smelling like vanilla or whatever. It just clashes and it doesn't go right. So with that being said, you have to know your fragrance, know what the notes are, know what you can put on to layer. And that's another reason why I started this series, because by you layering, hold on, my email is going off. By you layering your cologne, you're creating your own sense and your own identity. So you might mix, like for instance, I might mix this with, let's say, Full House. Okay, they're both two clean, crisp scents, but this will override the Full House, but you will still be able to smell the notes in both. But this will definitely override it. So you definitely don't want to go overkill with the spraying of the layering, because by you doing that, you're drowning out and you're wasting the other one that you put on because it doesn't smell, etc. Make sure you share this live. Make sure you share, like, repost, so everybody can know what's going on in the fragrance world as far as the scents, and as far as the layering, as far as which cologne to pick up, which cologne to buy to make you, be the person that you want to be at the end of the day. You can put on what you want to put on, but my recommendations, because I'm a clean, crisp type of person where I like smelling fragrances that's clean, that stands out, that the projection is longevity. Like, for instance, like right now, I still can smell this on me, and I sprayed it on me at 5 o'clock in the morning. And with that being said, it's what, 7 o'clock now? So you figure, and I can still smell it strong. And it all depends on how much you put on as well and where you apply it. See, the average Joe is going to spray, all right, wherever, or boom, boom, and they're going to go, that's a no-no in this world. Because by you doing this, you're actually decreasing the longevity and you are ruining the notes itself. So, my suggestion, and you can Google this if you don't believe me, I personally hit the pulse points, which is your wrist, your pit, behind your ears, and down your neck for projection. Okay, now you want to averagely go about, I usually do 3 sprays. So it's 3 sprays on my wrist, my pit, then I go 3, 3. So that's 6 alone just on your arm. 3, 3. Spray down the neck for your projection, because it usually projects about 100 feet. And then you just go boom, boom. That's it. Any more, you're pretty much drowning yourself, and you're going to kill the vibe, and you're going to kill, whatever you got on is too strong type of situation. And we don't want that. We want the people to smell you, but we also want to smell you coming, but not overkill where it gives the person a headache or it gets them sick. So in this journey, you're going to learn, what sense is good for your body and your chemistry as well. And like I said before, this is definitely a banger, a definitely Baja Panty, where you can pick it up, whether it be on the TikTok shop or your local distribution center, or you can go check out Perfume Valley out here. If you're from the Valley in Allentown and Bethlehem and Easton, the ABE, woo! But if you're from this area, you can go pick this up at Perfume Valley, and that's located on Union Boulevard in Allentown. Their hours of operation is 12 to 7. You can go see Hassan. Tell him that Paul sent you. And not to mention his fragrances. He has a lot more that he can offer. He has ouds. He has females. He has kids perfume, cologne. And not just particular, he has, all kinds of, how can I say? He even he has designer fragrances. He has cologne fragrances. He usually stocks up, about every week and, this and that. But by far, and I got to say, I don't just have one. I have all 3 of them. I have the Dreams, the Island Dreams, which is unisex, by the way. They're all unisex. So your woman can wear it as well. But by far, the most compliments I've got was from this right here. And they have the Island. They have the Dreams, and I believe they also have the, what is it called? I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but it's the brown bottle. That's the Sandstorm, which is almost like a winter scent and a little bit of spicy and a little bit of vanilla. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. This particular cologne, by far, is, oh man, how can I say it? It's definitely a Baja Panty picker-upper. So with that being said, I'm just going to keep it short and brief. But remember, little bit goes a long way. But the one thing you got to remember when you're applying your fragrance is do not overkill and do not go like this, because you're destroying the fragrance and it's not going to last long or give you that longevity that you want. as well, I'm going to give you a little tip to make sure that you also tallow up. Now, you can pick up tallow anywhere at your local convenience store, Amazon, TikTok as well. But with that being said, hello, how y'all doing today? Thank you very much for joining my live. Make sure you like, repost, and share so I can grow in the community and I can bring the fragrance to a different type of person who's not aware of what they can do with their fragrances. And what I mean by that is called layering your fragrance. But getting back to what I was saying, there's a little trick that that old head used to teach me. He said, listen, before you apply your scents and your fragrance, before you leave the house, number one, tallow up. Number one. 2, put a little bit of Vaseline. All right, this is the key because that even gives you more longevity. So with that being said, you put a little bit of Vaseline at your pulse points behind your ears, and then you do your spray. That gives you a little bit more longevity as well. And everything I'm saying you can actually find online. You can research it on how to apply the proper way of perfume or cologne. But with that being said, remember, pulse points down the back for your longevity projection. So usually it's, like I said, it's like 100 feet projecting out of you. So with that being said, make sure you tallow up. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I would love to hear from my followers. Send me a message. Let me know how, you're doing in this journey. You have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm here to help. And remember, King of Scents, Lehigh Valley. And you have a nice night.